the match coming out now. Captain of the day, Daniel Togo in front. Yuma Wagwa also in front. On the side, we see Osagi. What is he doing there? While we see Kazu Inaya and Emmanuel.
The show Weekend Sport on Trust TV. Adeni G-Shafe. Well, we just always want to promote our own. That's Nigerian Premier Football League. They are talking about Plateau United, where they actually did well in that particular encounter. We have a lot to talk about on the show this weekend. We look at the AFCON. AFCON is ongoing over there in Cote d'Ivoire. Big one for Senegal and Cape Verde. We'll be talking about that. But right now, Super Eagles, against all odds, when the Nigerians were really afraid that maybe they would be beaten by Cote d'Ivoire, Eagles actually flew high and they defeated the Elephant for that particular penalty that was called by the standing captain. They're talking about Truce Ekong. Congrats to Super Eagles for getting that job done. And right now, they'll be facing Guinea-Bissau on Monday. And Grass can't wait to see what they'll be doing. At least we're happy for the fact that our team, they fought that and they did well too. Well, right now, Eagles, well, really, they've done well. We need to celebrate them for what they did in that particular game that all Nigerians were almost losing hope, but Eagles fought hard and they did it. Well, for AFCON, we've been talking about AFCON, and a real big one is coming up in different corners of that particular competition taking place in Cote d'Ivoire. Yesterday was a big one for Cape Verde. Cape Verde right now, they've been the first team to qualify, making it 2 winning 2 games, talking about Cape Verde there. And also Senegal. Senegal also did well by winning, also qualifying for the next round, talking about knockout stage. Good one for Senegal and Cape Verde. The two teams, they show their class. Defending champion Senegal right now, they've done it alongside Cape Verde. When no one saw that coming, Cape Verde really shocked everyone. Egypt and Ghana needs to tighten their belt. For Cape Verde, it's a big one for them because they were able to do the business. And for Senegal, defending champion, the Teranga Lions are really roaring now. 2 out of 2. They've also done well against Cameroon, winning that game 3-1 in that particular encounter there. Well, that's just to give you a little wrap concerning the AFCON so far. It's been a wonderful tournament. A lot of shocker there. Giants are falling sometimes in this competition. But really, can the Eagles fly against Guinea-Bissau and also do well in this AFCON? we wait to see what they'll be doing on Monday. After all, they were able to find their foot against that team called Elephant of Cote d'Ivoire in that particular game that was played just this week. Right now, we move away from AFCON. Let's talk about a Nigerian. When Eagles were trying to play over there in Cote d'Ivoire, a Nigerian lady did well. She's into boxing. Her name is Elizabeth Oshoba. Elizabeth Oshoba did well. She was able to win against Italy's Michela Braga to emerge world women's featherweight champion in boxing. A lot of Nigerians celebrated her for the fact that she's the first Nigerian to do this, and really, that's a record. She actually did well by knocking Braga out in the 8th round before getting to win that particular bout in the 10th, round 10 rather. And good one for Elizabeth Oshoba for the fact that she'll be able to edge her name in gold. Right now, she's been known worldwide, and we can't wait to see how she can continue to win more fight. And we're celebrating our own lady there, Elizabeth Oshoba, doing so well in boxing while we were sleeping. While Nigerians were actually focusing on football, she was also doing her business, defeating an Italian in boxing. Congrats to Elizabeth Oshoba. Nigerians we always celebrate our own, and really, when it comes to boxing, our women right now making another mark in that particular sport. We always want to promote our own, like we said. That's it. As we all document Nigerian story, we give more credence to Nigerians anywhere they are in any sport. We'll be working on it. Right now, we'll move away from that particular story, talking about Nigeria doing so well, even though our team, handball team, they are in Egypt right now. They lost their second game against Tunisia. They lost the first one against Egypt, but at least they still hope that they will be playing against Kenya in the AFCON handball that is taking place in Egypt. Well, let's take you down to that particular segment where we give you those facts that have to do with football. But this time around, we are focusing on Nigerians in AFCON and also AFCON itself. Let's have it. Did you know segment? Always celebrating Nigeria. They've done well when it comes to football and different sport. We talked earlier about Elizabeth Oshoba, and also we saw the Nigerians that have done well when it comes to football. AFCON is in the air, and really Nigerians are trying to see what the Eagles will do. But before these Eagles, we saw some Nigerians that actually done well in 1980, 1994, and also in 2013. We were able to win that particular trophy 3 times. We're going for the number 4 now. Can we do it? Anything can happen. Well, while we're actually talking about AFCON, we digress a bit. It's always good to talk about Nigerians. But this time around, some Nigerians that we know, they are supposed to actually be in school or do sport or different things, but they could actually be on the street. That's why we'll be looking at another topic on the show this time around. We'll be focusing on curbing street hawking through sports alongside our Nigerian joining us from Germany. That's Richard Agbonifo. Right now, who will be joining us. Although while we are waiting for Richard Agbonifo to join us, let's quickly talk about the Falconets. Falconets will be playing today against Burundi. That match will be coming up. The first leg actually ended 1-0 in favor of Falconet over there in Tanzania. And the second leg is actually coming up today. Falconets will be playing. Let's look at that story. Colombia 2024. Falconets target early goals to fly over Burundi to FIFA World Cup. And if they are able to win this game, that means they actually done the business of qualifying for Colombia 2024 under 20 World Cup that will be coming up in Colombia. Our ladies are battle ready, and they really want to make sure they actually seal the deal there. For the first leg, 1-0, as I said earlier. Right now, they'll be fighting for the second leg in Abuja against Burundi. Burundi are trying to see if they can also still make it. But right now, Nigeria are actually leading. They won the first leg 1-0 away in Tanzania. Well, let's quickly see what our ladies are doing. I'm talking about our girls. Our girls right now, they've been training, trying to see how they can get fit before the match against Burundi. Let's look at Falconet. Falconets training there ahead of their clash against Burundi. They'll be coming at MK Abiola Stadium in Abuja. Hopefully they will do it. First leg 1-0, and the second leg is coming up We wish them the best there. Just like Nigerians are supporting Eagles in Cote d'Ivoire, we should also support them. Nigerians are residing in Abuja, go to the stadium, support our ladies for them to have that confidence to do well against Burundi. Well, right now, as I earlier mentioned, that as we are looking at the players who are already playing football, doing athletics, doing boxing, there are so many Nigerians, young ones, children, who are supposed to be in school or also using sport to actually get themselves to know their livelihood, what they're about. But right now, we'll be joining our own Nigerian brother over there in Germany, in the person of Vices-Agbonifo, to talk about this particular, I don't want to call it menace, but it's really eating too deep into Nigerian society, talking about street hawking, and we can actually use sport to curb it. We'll be looking at that particular topic, curbing street hawking through sport. Let's look at that particular topic together as we talk with Vices-Agbonifo. Are you there, Richard? Vices-Agbonifo, are you with us? Okay, while we are waiting for Vices-Agbonifo to join us, we quickly move away from there. By the time he's ready, he's going to be joining us. But right now, we go straight to the studio. Let's come back to the studio and talk about American football. You've been seeing a lot of different action in football. Some people call it soccer in America. But really, do you know that we have different type of football? But this time around, it's not rugby. It actually look like rugby, but it is not rugby. We're talking about American football. And I have in the studio someone who is an authority in this sport who will be giving us insight to what American football is all about. Will be talking with us in the studio in the person of Lawrence Ojaide, who is actually the Secretary General of Nigerian American Football Association here in Nigeria. Good to have you, Lawrence Ojaide.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Okay, you actually look like one of those players that play American football.
Yes, you know, I have a background in the sport, playing since 2013. Played for about 4 years.
Okay.
Before I became one of the administrators.
Okay, now let's talk about the sport called American football. Give us, let people that are watching know what is American football, even though we have graphics that will be displaying it, but at least you need to explain it to people.
Okay, so American football is what you've seen in the NFL. So, I mean, it originated from the US. So today we have the flag. So we have the tackle and flag. So both of them are American football, right?
Okay, wait, let's use these graphics first.
Yeah, so this is the non-contact. It's called flag football. This is flag football, the non-contact version. And this you can see girls and boys, you know, mix up playing, you know, because of it's a non-contact sport. That's the nature, right? So it's the most safest of the American football. So this kind of prepare you to be able to get ready for what we call the tackle football, which is the NFL that you see today. And you know, the NFL is the richest league in the world. It's the richest sport league in the world. And when we say this, people want to say, "Oh, really? Where is soccer?"
Yes, a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. So, but anyway, Nigerians are doing
I'm seeing them wearing something like red.
So that's flag. You know, that thing you see on their waist, that's the flag.
Yellow flag.
Yeah, so that's what you're allowed to have contact with.
Okay.
You cannot have contact with.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Of anyone.
But
What you have to have
Can you hear me?
is just pull the rope. Pull the rope you see there. Once you pull it, that play is gone. The play is dead. The play is forfeited.
Wow. Okay,
That's
we're actually talking about American football now. Okay, while we're talking about that, as we're explaining it, maybe you should display some clips or more pictures of the sport so that people will really know that when you see a lot of people, they wear something like guard.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to say the other time. Tackle football, you need to wear the protective equipment. That's the helmets. We talk about the helmet. We talk about the shoulder pads, right? The helmet, the shoulder pad. And when you're fully dressed up, you look like you're coming from space, right? Because that sport involves contact. And so when that contact happens, there shouldn't be like, like a pressure on you that you feel, right? So those things are expected to take away pressure from you, regardless of the happens in tackle football. But you see this flag now, no hitting, no touching, you know, everybody just run safe. You mean you can run the field as many times as you can, you know, and nobody would contact you. All they need to get is the flag. So they try to get your flag, you move away from them, get to the end zone, and you have scored. And that score is a 6 point.
Wow.
Right? It's a 6 point. So it's a 60 minutes game. 60 minutes game with 4 quarters and 2 halves.
Within 60 minutes, you have 4 quarters.
You have 4 quarters and you have 2 halves. First half and second half. Right? So the team that scores the most wins the game. Right, that's the way it is.
That's the way it is, and to some extent, there's a little rugby inside.
No, there's no rugby because there's no contact. In rugby, you have to contact. You see, you have to move away from your opponent.
Okay.
Move away from your opponent so you don't get your flag. And if you can successfully do that and get to the end, you have scored. Right? That's the way it is. And then we are going to be seeing it live in Abuja, season 6. Abuja is having their season 6 on the 21st, 21st of this month, which is like tomorrow. Yeah, so Abuja will be having their season 6, right? All adults. So you come and see spectacular plays and a lot of prizes to be won by fans.
Okay,
right?
A big one there, talking about American football getting that momentum it deserves in Nigeria. It's getting better. That sport is coming in, and it will be happening live in Abuja. But before we let you go, let's talk about NAFA. NAFA is the Nigerian American Football Association. Yeah. That's the authority running it in Nigeria.
Running the sport in Nigeria. That's the authority running the sport in Nigeria. And what we want to do as NAFA is to ensure that we get to the stage where we're able to set up a professional league that will pay athletes the way you see in the NFL. We're in that project, and we believe that within now and the next 5-10 years, we'll be able to actualize all of that. So right now what we're doing is creating structures across the country, creating solid structure across the country to be able to manage the growth and the expectations we have. And then we are also creating the right partnership locally and internationally to be able to achieve all of those beats, right? And then also what we're trying to do is ensure that we have high focus on grassroots development, because if you're talking of sustainability of sport, we want to be different when it comes to American football. We want to ensure that we have a seamless growth. There's something that gives benefit to the player, benefit to the sponsors, and that draws fans and makes fans want to look up to the sport that takes the next generation. Yeah.
American football in Nigeria, what a way to go. We need to develop that sport. A lot of Nigerians can actually thrive in it. We have rugby player, we have basketball player, we have football player, but this time around, this is American football. And to let you know, it's really doing well right now, because in Abuja you have it, and we have been focusing on that. American football development in Nigeria, the last one now. How developed is it in Nigeria right now?
You see, we're so happy, and I would like to really give so much thanks to our late chairman, that's the president of Akeredolu, the late governor of Ondo State. Yeah, right. You see, this man is somebody who has really keyed so much in how do we develop this sport and make it one of the biggest sports in Africa. And that foundation, having the right people, having the right people is just the first thing you need in anything you want to do, right? He ensured that the foundation was so solid to ensure that we have that acceptance. So today I can tell you that we're in 10 states, established strongly in 10 states, through the grassroots, developing people and then giving scholarship. So today every student athlete now in the school want to look up to play American football because they know that there's a scholarship opportunity there for them, locally and internationally. 36 players, in December, just December here, before he passed away, 36 students have been spotted for scholarship to the United States. And right now they are in their process, full scholarship paid for. So we want to see that this continues even in his absence. We want to see that this continues. So it's widely accepted. Students are looking at how can we proceed academically with sports. Use sport
opportunity for them, that platform through American football, they can get scholarship.
Yes.
And also do well.
Yes.
Well, we've been talking with the Secretary General of NAFA, Nigerian American Football Association. So painful that the man that has been giving them so much support is gone. May his soul continue to rest in perfect peace. Former governor the late governor from those states who passed on there has been supporting that particular association. All right, and that's why we have the Secretary here in the studio to talk about this sport that is getting momentum in Nigeria. Thank you so much for at least coming around to give insights concerning this particular sport growing in Nigeria.
Thank you so much. We expect the fans tomorrow. Come out to Abuja. Come out to the Turf Arena.
It's Sonnyton Albert, right? You're going to pay for that.
Yes. Thank you.
Anyway, we've been talking with Lawrence Jaide, the Secretary General of that particular association, NAFA as they call it, Nigerian American Football Association. They'll be having their 6th edition. That'll be coming up in Abuja. That'll be on Sunday. That's a good one there. And right now, we'll be switching again. Let's move away from American football. Let's talk about Nigeria. Yes, there are some Nigerians who are supposed to be doing sport, who are on the street hawking. Who are those Nigerians? Children. There are parents who actually don't care, or some care, but because of hardship. We'll be talking to someone who really wants to key into developing, or rather finding a way to curb that in this country. He stays in Germany, a former international when it comes to handball. His name is vices-Agbonifo. Good to have you, Richard.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here again.
Yes, we've been waiting for you. Anyway, good to have you on the show. So, first of all,
yeah, I know.
Is it? I can see you wearing green there. Are you representing Super Eagles?
I'm always representing Super Eagles. I just hope we will make something of this year.
Okay. So let's go straight to the point. Let's talk about what we're looking at. In Nigeria, it's becoming a norm now that you see students or children on the street hawking. And that's a big concern because they ought to be in school. We're talking about Super Eagles now. They are doing well. We're talking about other athletes in boxing, American football. Is because those athletes had the chance to go into such sports. But right now, where the situation whereby we see kids roaming the streets selling or hawking things is not so good. Let's start with this. How did you get ourselves to this particular level?
I think thank you very much for this question again. I think it's the hardship that is going on in this country. The thing is that I woke up this morning thinking, okay, I'm going to go talk about my foundation and talk about how we are helping kids. But this is something we're already doing. This is something people already know. But the thing is that the biggest resources we have in our country are the youth, the children. The children make up, the youth in Nigeria make up 70% of the population. 70%. From that 70%, we have about 42% are under 15 years old. But I don't talk about just the natural resources we have. We have the resources of the people and the children in this country we're not using. I don't see why. The thing is, it keeps on. I woke up this morning with a little bit of heartache, knowing that we can do a lot with our kids. I don't know how. Of course, the hardship plays a part in it, but still, because the hardship plays, the circumstances does not change responsibility. We are responsible for our children. We are not going to say because the hardship is there, we have to just send them out and go and be working. So the thing is that we have to change our mindset, change the way we think. Even know how we have come to, we have to change the way we think and say our children. Because if we do not do anything about our children, we will implode in Nigeria. We will implode because tomorrow we'll be asking ourselves, why do we have people as presidents or governors or commissioners of sports that cannot even read or write? That need people who are going to be there to be their own worker, to be there to help them. We need people who know what they are talking about, know what they are doing in the head of the sports area. I'm not talking about a big head. I'm not trying to get political here. I'm talking about coaches. I'm talking about sports council chairmen or things like that. We have to try and start understanding that education and sports go together. And if we can have this mentality to change that in Nigeria, a lot of things will happen and a lot of things will be better for us in this country.
Good one there, vices-Agbonifo, making his point, and I can see the anger in you concerning children not being given the chance to go out there and be who they want to be. But right now, from what you have explained, what do you think we can do to actually reduce this particular street hawking through sport? Let me start with that. Let me use the word sport. Since you are into sport, you've been an ex-player in handball, and now what do you think we can do to curb this through sport?
First of all, thank you. That's a very, very good question. First of all, we have to go to the root. We have child rights in this country, but they're not being enforced. If we can enforce those child rights, we'll be able to find a way to make sure that sports is an integral part of every children's life. We have children who are going to work during school hours in front of the school gate. These things should not be allowed to happen. I'm not saying we should start enforcing and grabbing these children and taking them back to whatever, but the government have to give the parents, Nigerians, the opportunity, the option to do something else. Because the parents who are just there trying to make it work from morning till night is not easy. So what we need is help from the government. This is one. We need help from the government, but we're not going to wait for them. So we, as Nigerians, as parents, have to try and help ourselves. We should not take it as a normal thing to see children going out and off. I know we have been seeing this for years. It has been happening for years. But laws have to protect children. If we start from there, sport is something that is very, very. Look at, for example, the guest you had just now talking about the American football. I was very, very intrigued. I was very, very focused on the way he was talking about American football. That is very good because we have a lot of talent in this country, no matter what sport we are doing. So the thing is that the only thing that really made me start is that we're going to give them scholarship to go out of the country. But we have to make it that our country is good enough to have children going to school. If we keep on sending them out of Nigeria, then we will not have the incentive, we will not have the idea to say, let us remain here. Private schools are good. We have a lot of private schools. But what about the public schools? It is not supposed to be luxury for children to go to school and then expect something different from the children. Children have to be able to go to school, education, and do sports. Sports is. I started playing handball when I was in school because at the time there were people who were really pushing children to go and do sports. This is something that we should also do here in this country. Sports takes you away from the street and give us something to do. Only going to school is not enough because when they go to school and come back home, they are going to go and work in their father's mechanic shop. And they go and help to work again and do other things. So when they come back to school, they do their homework and then they can go and do sports. 2 hours every at least 2-3 times a week. You will see the mental change, the mental balance of the children, the mental agreeability of how they see life. Again, this is not just for the rich people, it's not just for the poor people. Even the rich people in Nigeria will see the difference. Because when children are able to find their way in life, it helps also in the community, it helps also in the country. To improve the country, they're not forced to go out of the country and look for something else and come into Germany. You know, we have this talk. I had this talk with the different reporters here in Germany, because their cases, Nigerians are coming to Germany and looking for doing other sports and things. I say yes, that's how it is. But we are talented. If we can do that in Nigeria, we have 70% of youth in Nigeria. No other country has that.
Well,
no other country has that. If we can use that, we will be one of the best in no matter what sport we are doing in that country.
Okay, well, as you actually mentioned it, there are 70% of Nigerian youths out there. Well, from the way it is, you've mentioned the problem, you've mentioned solution, and you as an ex-handball player who actually been to sport and sport has been able to help in some area of your life, what advice would you give to the children themselves? At least we've seen some children too who are actually running away from either school or sport. What would you advise them to do? Even when you pick them to go and do the running, what would you advise them to do?
I will advise them to make sure that even if where they are doing sports is far away, parents will be happy if the children take initiative and say, I want to go and do sports. Even if they have the transport money to go there. That's why our foundation is there. vices-Agbonifo Hand-to-Hand Sport Foundation. If you just Google it, find our people, call us. We will support you to do sports. The help is there. Why are Nigerians, children, suffering in the midst of plenty? There is help. All they have to do is know where to get it. We are one source of it. I know parents. My mother was the same time. I know parents, if they see their children going out to do sports, they will support them. When they see the initiative they are making, they will support them. I used to trek 2 kilometers to go and do training, and 2 kilometers back. As a child of 12, 13 years old, it was fun for me. So I'm encouraging all the children in Nigeria now. Don't wait for somebody to come and help you. Do it yourself. When you are helping yourself, people see what you are helping and they come and join and help you. But if you do not show what you want to do, nobody can help you. So I'm asking these children, education is important. Sport is also very important. So both of them go hand in hand. I cannot say one is more important than the other. I have profited from handball. I played national team. I played professional handball for years. My professional handball career helped me to go back to school in Germany. It paid for it. But now I'm head in my sector in the logistics area where I'm the head of logistics in the company I'm working for. So it helps. It helps. If you think it's not going to help you now, that's not the case. keep on doing what you are doing. We are very, very. Let me just tell you one story before you cut me off. When I was working, when I was doing at first after school, I was very, very down. I was very sad. I came to work, and I had a Ghana colleague who was from Ghana. He was working in the IT department. I was very down, almost crying. I was just feeling really depressed. And he now said, "What is wrong?" I said, I'm just having problems." He said, "Why?" I said, "I cannot explain." He said, "But you are a Nigerian. This is what other Nigerian countries think of." I said, "If you're Nigerian, you always find a way. We always find a way." So that is why we always find. That's why if we have help from our parents, from the government, we will always get to where we want to go to. So I'm just encouraging every child, even parents, look for Richard Agbonifo Hand-to-Hand Foundation. We are looking for help from the wealthy Nigerians to join this cause, and we can make Nigeria one of the lead countries in this world.
I can see your anger there, trying to at least talk Nigerians into see that really they need to make sure children are off the street hawking. They can use sport. That's the viable means to actually earn a living, just like yourself did through handball. You find yourself in Germany to go to school, and also you are inspiring a lot of Nigerians. You are into athletics and also handball. And right now, we've been talking with Richard Agbonifo, who actually have been talking about how to they need to curb street hawking. The children need to be in school and also go through sport. Richard Agbonifo, thank you so much for at least this insightful time with us. Hopefully, Nigerians will key into your dream and make this country great again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
A good one there. Yes, we come back to the studio right now. Agbonifo joined us from Germany. He actually mentioned the American football guy. He loves the way he was talking about it passionately. And we just hope that all these sports will continue to thrive in this country. Really, we have so much talent that we can tap in, and we have a lot of them winning this all this trophy or medals for Nigeria. Now we move away from that particular segment. Let's go on a short break where we have our own star, the one they call CAF Player of the Year, Victor Osimhen, the king. Right now, let's have some time with him, the moment while he was talking there.
And I see that we win the game, I get upset. Even the next day, I don't feel myself. And but when you win, you go to bed and you feel more relaxed. And when you wake up, you have that sense of fulfillment in your heart and in your mind. Gives you the courage to want to get more wins. But of course, football is all about winning, losing, and drawing also. So for me, it's part of the game. But of course, I want to motivate my teammates. I want to motivate my players to make sure that we try to get the win. We try to make sure we go to the max. And of course, I scream a lot, I shout a lot, not because I want to scream at my players, but now they really understand the kind of personality that I have. So they also motivate me. They also scream at me, which is for me is really good, because I like this when my teammate is ready to go and they are trying to drag me along and try to motivate me. I think for me it's a huge one. So now we know what we demand from each other, and we try to help each other in the game. I try to help my teammates in the midfield. I try to go to the defense to help. I try to scream at them because I know they give more, and they also do the same to me, which I think is what we need as a player and as an individual also. So I think for me it's really a good thing. I'm happy that I'm part of this set of good group of players that understand what we want as a team and as an individual, which is for me it's the most important thing. You motivate me, I motivate you. We drag ourselves along towards greatness. I'm really satisfied about this kind of personality. Probably be a businessman, import and export, I think. Yeah, I think so. Nah, I don't want to say it. It's best I keep it to myself.
Victor Osimhen there. At least let's have some time with our star player, Victor Osimhen. He won the man of the match between Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire. And really, Nigeria has celebrated the fact that we're able to win that game. And Eagles will be playing on Monday against Guinea-Bissau. A big one for them, but they can scale through. After all, they were able to beat the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. Looking at that particular game, right now, we'll be looking at our own matches coming up this weekend in our own league, even though AFCON is on. But we still look at our matches, always promoting Nigerian sport. Let's talk about the NNL. This time around, we'll be having NNL matches this weekend, MPFL and other events coming up. In the NNL for Saturday, we have Beyond Limits against Van Dresser. Abia Comet will take on Dakada FC. Giant Breeders, Ijebu United, Oshu United away to Ikorodu City over there in Lagos. Inter Lagos against Warri Wolves. Astray Save will be trading against Gateway United. FC1 Rocket versus Solution FC. Who wins that battle? Zamfara United against Wiki Tourist. Another battle from the northern side of Nigeria. Mighty Jet of Jaws. They'll be at home against El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri there, who will be coming to visit. Those are the matches for Saturday. Let's look at Sunday matches in the NNL. We have Ekiti United versus Idel FC, Coal City FC versus Smart City. Would they be smart enough to play against Coal City for this Conference C? They are missing actually. They are on break for that because from the way it is right now, they won't be having some of their games on. But right now, we just give you the matches there in the Nigerian National League. And let's have the MPFL fixtures for this weekend. Let's quickly look at that before we unveil our guests to talk other sporting moment. Doma United will be at home against Rivers United. In that game, that will be a fire up because Doma United have really surprised everyone this season. They want to continue to win over there at Pantami Stadium in Gombe State. Bende Insurance of Benin will be at home against Sporting Lagos. Bayelsa away to Gombe. While Aqua United, they will be tackling against Enugu Rangers. Kano Pillars, Heartland Owerri. Kwara United, Sunshine Stars. You have Niger Tornadoes against Katsina United. Lobby Stars will be at home against Plateau United in the battle of North Central teams that will be coming up in Lafia, where you have Remo Stars against Abia Warriors. Shooting Stars, they'll be hosting Eyimba. That's a big match. Shooting Stars versus Eyimba. That was, in fact, a lot of Nigeria want to see that game, even though AFCON is on. I'm sure fans will troop out to watch all these matches. Shooting versus Eyimba. Well, we have Joseph Peter. Joseph, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Yes, good to have you, Joseph, with your tinted mustache. Okay, talking about those matches for this weekend, you saw there that Shooting will play against Eyimba. That's a cracker.
That's a very, very big match. It's going to be entertaining as always. I do not expect Imba to take away anything from it. I believe that Shooting Stars will come up because Imba is not really shooting on all cylinders. So it's Shooting Stars that are doing the shooting right now. So I think Imba will not take anything from the game.
Okay, big one there. Still looking at these games for this weekend. Doma United, yes, that team. They've really shone like a million stars. What do you think? Doma is your team.
That is my team. And I am very, very happy with their performance coming from last season to this season, the way they have established themselves, the way they have defeated huge teams and have won points even away. It's really, really lovely to see what they are doing, and whatever they are doing there is really working out. And kudos to them, kudos to the management, and I think they can actually shock everybody this season.
They can shock anyone, or rather everybody this season. Talking about Doma United, that team have really done well so far this season. They're doing well. For Kwara United against Sunshine, it's battle of Kwara versus Ondo State there. Lobby Stars Plateau, that's another big one. You know, it's always like a derby. Plateau United, when Nasarawa was in the MPFA, and also Lobby Stars.
Yeah, because of the proximity.
Yes.
Because of the proximity, it's always been a derby game. And, there are two big things in the NNL, previous winners, previous champions in the NNL. But allow me to stray a bit. Okay, I wanted to talk about the NNL. You didn't say anything about it. And I'm looking at the table, Wiki Tories, El Kanemi, National United, and it's just so competitive. I cannot help but talk about it. I'm really watching out to see who will come out victorious in the NLL this season. It's been wonderful, the competition there.
From the way it is, Zamfara versus Wiki, where do you stand?
I stand with Wiki. I
Seriously?
stand with Wiki, and I believe Wiki can take the maximum point at Zamfara. But it's football; anything can happen.
Anything can happen in football. Mighty Jets of Jaws. That team is really coming back to life. Can they defeat El Kanemi Warriors?
There used to be a force in the top tier football of Nigerian special. I don't know what happened, but right now they seems to be coming back to life. And yes, but El Kanemi is a force also in the NNL, and El Kanemi is also looking at doing something good this season at the NNL. So it's going to be a really tough match. I do not see a win for Mighty Jets, but I cannot also say that El Kanemi is going to win the match. So I'm looking at a draw for this one. It's going to be a tough game, and it's going to be a very low scoring game.
Okay, maybe let's talk about your team in Lagos. We have how many teams from Lagos here? Ikorodu City, Inter Lagos, all of them are here.
We have Ikorodu. I can see Ikorodu. I can see where's the Inter Sporting in this thing. I can see Ikorodu City and the other team. I don't know what happened to them, but Ikorodu, really they are not back to where they were. They came out to the limelight for a while, for a season or two, and then left. It hasn't really been the same for them. But if they keep up, all they need to do is fix one or two things, because they are in the NNL. That tells that something good is also possible. They just need to up their game, and maybe they would come out of that, which is in the MPFL.
A good one. We've been talking concerning Nigerian football. We've talked about American football in Nigeria. At least for you, if you are not following before, if you're just joining us, we've been talking concerning so many Nigerian stories. We always want to promote our own. After all, we need to always push our own. No matter how you talk about other leagues across the globe, yours first. Because if you look at it, a lot of Nigerians are thriving in different sports that they find themselves. We've been with Joseph Peter on MPFL and also NNL, Nigerian National League, the second tier of Nigerian League Football, and the Apex League, that's the MPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League. And right now, just little, so it will look like as if we didn't talk about it, but really, it's always very sweet when you talk about Nigerian sport. We always want to push that. But right now, let's look at fixtures for this weekend in the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Italia Serie A, before we come back to the studio. West Ham United, and you have Bournemouth versus Liverpool. Well, Joe, let's just look at it briefly. Our time is almost up. Let's look at it. Bournemouth against Liverpool. What do you expect?
It's a usual one-sided game with Liverpool. Having the possession for 80%, and then 4-1 at the end of the game. It's nothing special. Yes, Bournemouth are a bit weak, unlike they used to be, but I don't see them taking anything from this game. I just see a one-sided game with Liverpool coming forward.
Okay, let's do it this way. Let's just, when I call the team, you call the score line. Arsenal Crystal Palace.
3-1.
3-1 Arsenal, right?
Yes, sir.
I suspect you. I actually knew you were going to pick Arsenal.
No, we are working out of our blip. The past 3 matches was just a blip. Okay. It was just a blip, and I think the holiday at Dubai had done a really, really good. Had done us good, and I think we're going to win this match 3-1. The whole three match that passed is just something that just happens in a season, and I believe so.
The elephant is no longer on the tree. They need to work harder or smarter than before. Now, let's cross over from Premier League as we quickly look at matches from Spanish La Liga. We have Valencia, Atletico Bilbao, Celta de Vigo against Real Sociedad. We have our own Sadiq Umar there. Is back to his feet. Getafe against Osasuna. Madrid against Almeria. Still licking the wound of being defeated by Atletico Madrid. Barcelona away to Real Betis. Girona against Sevilla. Real Vallecano play home against Las Palmas. While Mallorca play away to Villarreal. Well, let me just... Real Madrid, Almeria. What's the score line there? Pick one.
Another one-sided game, off the back of defeat that really, really pained them Because of that, they will descend on Almeria, and it's going to be a 4-0, 3-0 game.
I just saw that descent on Almeria will not going to be a kind of turnaround for Almeria to beat Real Madrid. Anything can happen. Let's go German now. German Bundesliga matches coming up this weekend. Wolfsburg away to Heidenheim 1846. FC Cologne, Borussia Dortmund, Eintracht Frankfurt against Darmstadt. Bochum 1848 play at home against Stuttgart. Bayern Leverkusen away to Leipzig. While Bayern Munich, the team with the golden touch in German Bundesliga against Werder Bremen. Augsburg to Borussia Mönchengladbach. Those are the matches up this weekend. Italian Serie A, quickly, we have matches coming up there too. We have Roma. Well, their former man, Jose Mourinho, is gone. Let's see what the new man will be doing against Hellas Verona. AC Milan to Udinese, Empoli Monza, Genoa Salernitana, Lecce versus Juventus. Well, matches are up this weekend. But before we go, let's move away from there. Let's talk about our own star. Talking about Gift Orban. For the past 74 years, no Nigerian has ever signed for Olympique Lyonnais, the one they call Lyon. But we have a Nigeria right now who has joined them for 13 million euros. Gift Orban joins France Giants, Olympique Lyon on 4-year deal, 13 million euro. And let's see what he'll be offering. Joe, this young man has been banging a goal for his Belgian team before joining Lyon. What do you see to this? Good one for him, I guess.
Aside for the history he has made, one thing I'm happy about is the stage of development. He didn't just go from banging goals and then going to one epic European team. He's making the right step. He's taking the right step of development as a player. Lyon is a good place for him to develop. From there, he goes to the maybe elite level of football clubs. It's a good development, and I'm happy for him. And I hope that whatever form he in at the Belgian league, he takes it and brings it down here and shoving goals and move up the ladder. And maybe, hopefully, we have the dream of seeing him done in the green, white, green eventually and score.
Nigerians are happy that Gift Orban actually got the chance to sign for Lyon. 74 years history of that club. No Nigerians ever played for them. And right now he has made history. Let's see what he'll be offering. And very soon, who knows? Maybe he will be joining Eagles very soon. He has been on fire, banging his goal for his former club. And we hope that he'll continue to do his best there. Well, for Nigerians, Monday is another day to watch out for them in AFCON. Talking about Super Eagles. Can they do it? They can. Well, we believe in them. Super Eagles, go out there and fly high above other teams in AFCON 2023. Joseph Peter, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And also, we appreciate the man joining us from Germany, Agbonifo, not forgetting who also joined us in the studio, Lawrence or Jaide there, talking about American football. That will be it. For those who love tennis, Australia Open is on. And also to let you know, Falcon will be playing. We wish them the best. I'm Adeniyi Ajisafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks.